Hello and welcome to Mente de Madre Leona. Thank you so much for being here on our Season 2, Episode 2. My name is Christina. If you are new here, our purpose here on the show is to share some of the things that I've learned over the years that have really worked really good and some of the things that haven't. So maybe you can learn some of those things. Hopefully I can share with you some of those things that can give you inspiration and motivation in your life. And that's definitely the biggest mission that I have, is to motivate women to pursue their passions and their dreams. And I believe that inside of each one of us is a lioness. And that lioness inside of us is incredibly strong. And even when we don't have the strength mentally, physically, or spiritually, that lioness is still there, and she can push us to get through those difficult times when we allow that strength to come out through those different channels of our life, and to get us to better times in our life so we can pursue the dreams that we have and the goals that we have, so we can live in a really happy place for ourselves and for our families. This morning, I wanted to talk to you about quitting the gym, and how if you are returning to the gym for the first time in a long time, or whether you're going to go to the gym for the first time, I wanted to share with you how to try to avoid quitting and how to really essentially avoid burning out at the gym. We're in March right now here in Oklahoma. And so now the gym is starting to clear out a little bit here. And so it's nice because you can actually get to the machines that you want and the weights that you want a little bit more easily, because in January, it's always just these massive crowds of people. And generally the cardio area of the gym is just overrun with people. Like, forget about getting a treadmill or a stair stepper or any of those machines over there, a row machine. And there are so many people standing around and looking at their phones and not really sure of what to do. And I see people just running or doing whatever cardio and just completely wearing themselves out, and never moving to other areas of the gym that are less crowded, that may have more optimal effects for their health. So in the past, I've joined numerous gyms over the years. And of course, when I was in college, I went to different colleges and I went to all of the different gyms. I ran track when I was in high school, and I was a ballerina also. And so I had been around the gym, but I had always been told, you do, this and that. And I was told very specifically what to do by my coach. So I didn't really understand how to use the gym. I just had been told how to maneuver through the gym. And that was a long time ago. I'm 39 years old now. So over the years, each time I would join a gym, I would be just incredibly intimidated, and I would never have a real goal of why I wanted to go to the gym. Like, I kind of knew I wanted to get in shape or get toned up or kind of lose some weight, but I didn't really have any kind of picture or visualization. Sorry, I can't speak this morning. In my mind of what I wanted to take away from the gym. And that was a big problem. And I would always go to like a yoga class or a Zumba class. I love those. I still do. Or I would just hit the treadmills or the bikes and do massive cardio. Or I always loved running on the tracks, indoor and outdoor. Just completely, I would wear myself out. And generally, when I would leave the gym in the past, I would have worked all day and I would have gone to the gym in the evening, and then I would go and get a big sub sandwich, or I would go to the frozen yogurt shop and load up on frozen yogurt covered in chocolate chips and fruit. And somehow I actually believed that that was healthy, and I never thought twice about going to the sub shop and getting a lemonade and a bag of chips with my meal. So my meal would be far exceeding 2,500 calories, and I can only imagine how much sugar those frozen healthy yogurts were that I was getting. So I would just load up on all of these bad calories and sugars and negate anything that I would have, burned at the gym. And I didn't have any results. So of course I would just give up and I would quit the gym. And then again, in a few years, I would try this again and no result. And I would just feel defeated. When I would go to the gym, I felt very weak and I didn't have any path to getting stronger. I couldn't see how to do that. I didn't know how to do that. So what I hope to share with you today is how to avoid burning out at the gym, how to break yourself in at the gym. So a slower process of getting to know yourself, the gym, your strengths, and learning about what you like and what you dislike so that you will have some stick-to-itness. And so here are the tips that helped me go from 0 to hero in the gym, because truly once you find your path in the gym, or it can be fitness at home too. I have a great little gym here at my house as well. It doesn't have to be going to the gym, but in the past, I couldn't have even told you how to use any of the equipment that I have besides my treadmill. So here is what I have found to be really, really helpful to me, and I hope that these are helpful to you. And I would really love it if you find any of this to be helpful, or if you have anything that you'd love to add, meet me up on TikTok or on Instagram and let me know what you think. Or if any of these you think are just ridiculous, let me know. So number 1, define your goals. Remember, these can change. As I've said in previous podcasts and blogs, as you hit your goals, and as you progress, you may hit things faster than you thought. You may hit them slower than you thought. You may be exposed to things that you had never been exposed to. Let me give you a quick example. When I started going to the gym this time, it was just to lose the baby weight. That was it, nothing else. Now, my goal has immensely changed to becoming the strongest woman that I can possibly become. And I am so excited to be able to lift more and more weight. And there are so many subcategories of what that means to me, but my goals have changed overall. So the goal that you set to begin with, that can change, okay? And another really silly goal I had set was that I could run on the treadmill for 15 minutes because I couldn't possibly have done that before. Now I'm just like, whatever, that means nothing to me. But those first goals that you set, just remember, they are malleable. You can change them. So start somewhere and change them how you want to as you go along. Okay, number 2, get to know your gym. I had never done this before. When you go sign up, do not go on a Saturday or a Monday. Those are the busiest days of the week for the gym, okay? And if you are thinking that you're going to start a new routine at any time in the winter, start in October, November, or December. Do not start in January if you can at all avoid it, because in January and February, the gym is a madhouse and it can be just a little bit more difficult. But if you're already familiar with the gym at that point, then you can kind of know how to navigate through having to wait on a machine and finding something else to do while you're waiting. So when you sign up at the gym, they will give you a tour of the gym. Take the tour. I can't say that enough. They will show you where everything is, and they are happy to answer a million questions of where everything is, how things work. I mean, they're not going to give you a training class, but they can show you where the assisted lift machines are, where, say, the Smith machine is. They can show you everything so that when you are ready to get going, you feel more comfortable. You're not coming into an atmosphere of you don't even know where the locker room is. Okay, so number 3, if you've got a friend or a family member that goes to the gym, ask them if you can tag along with them, even if it's just once. So I did this in the past. I went with one of my girlfriends. She's also a family member, a few times in the past. Now, I still quit, but she showed me how to use a few of the machines that she liked that I had never paid attention to, didn't know the slightest thing about. And that really helped me because when I started again, I had a little bit more knowledge. So if you've got that friend or family member that's always like, hey, come to the gym with me, take them up on it. Even if it's just like a ride along, like going with a police officer on a ride along, just go watch them. And it's so much fun. And usually you can go to a gym with somebody as a guest before you join. So you can kind of get to know the gym because gyms are all very different. And you may prefer to be involved in one that's ginormous or one that's really small. And so you can usually try it out before you buy, so to speak, if you know someone who already goes there. Okay. Number 4, and I do apologize if you could hear my 2.5-year-old giving me a little bit of heck here in the other room. Okay. Number 4, do you have a friend or a spouse wanting to make some progress on their fitness? Definitely work together. It doesn't have to be long-term, but I see so many people at the gym working together, and it's a lot of fun. Now, once you really get going, if you get really into, say, weightlifting, like my husband and I are really getting into, we don't work together as much as we used to because we are both so deep into working on specific things for ourselves, and it's not as beneficial as it was in the past for us to be, he does his reps, then I do my reps while he takes a break and so on and so forth because we go at a much faster pace than we used to. However, we are still a team. I will take a 2-minute break and go over, give him a kiss, find out if he needs any water, or he'll do the same for me. And trust me, ladies, if your husband's in the gym, you don't have to worry about anybody messing with you. It's a given, that you're obviously not single, so you just don't have to worry about it. And if you are single, but you're with a girlfriend, again, no one's going to mess with you. I see so many girls and their girlfriends together, and, it's just so empowering to have each other there, especially because you can help each other on form, and you're more likely to try something new that you wouldn't have tried by yourself if someone else is there to help you figure it out, because you can laugh if you mess up or you fall down, right? But if you're alone, it can be a little bit more scary, right? So if you've got that friend or family member that wants to go and try it too, do it together. It is a lot more fun than I would have ever believed. Okay, number 5, when you first begin, pace yourself. Make a plan of what you want to do before you go to the gym, or I always do it as I'm warming up. Before you get there, or, when you're warming up, of what you want to accomplish for that day. Now, again, this can change. You may get there and the machines that you want or the area that you want is being used for a HIIT class and you can't go over there for an hour. Or maybe, I know with my gym, they'll shut down an entire area for cleaning or maintenance. So you have to be able to change up what you've got in your mind. But most of the time you can figure out, hey, today is leg day, and these are the exercises that I found on Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, whatever that I want to do. And you will learn what those things are that you like, and you'll already have them in your mind. So as you learn your way around, you'll also see other people doing things that maybe you want to try. And so a lot of people too are really awesome, and you can, earbuds make it a little hard to talk to each other because most of us wear them. But a lot of people are really awesome about if you make eye contact and you can, say, hey, that's awesome what you were doing. What do you call that? Or could I try it? So, just know that you're not forbidden from talking to each other and learning from other people in the gym. Number 6, recognize that you are just starting. And this really relates to number 5 about pacing yourself. Know that you've got a lot of growth potential, and don't expect yourself to be like the person next to you that's been going to the gym hardcore for 5 years. Let yourself break in, let your body grow, let yourself get stronger, and get excited about that journey of growth. Don't feel like you're just defeated and you're never going to make it. It takes a lot of time. And the people that have made huge gains, they know how much work and effort and time it's taken. And believe me, most people in the gym are not looking at each other thinking, oh my gosh, that person has so far to go, and coming down on them. Not at all. Most of the time, they're excited for those other people coming in to do the same thing, to get healthier, to get more fit. So be your own cheerleader. As I've said a million times, you've got to cheer yourself on. You've got to be positive about that path you're on. Okay, number 7, track your progress. I talked about this not too long ago. Take your measurements and write them down. Take your pictures. You don't have to share them with anybody. But as you progress, you will be able to look right back at those measurements, whether it's on your scale that shows you your body mass index, your body fat percentage, your visceral fat, all of those things, and then the visual of the pictures, and then, of course, the measurements. That one's a little bit harder because if you start building muscle, your measurements can be a little bit misleading, but the pictures won't, because the pictures will show, if you've got a lot of belly fat and then that starts slimming down, and then all of a sudden you start broadening because you're getting a lot of abdominal core muscles and back muscles. My waistline has actually increased because I have a much stronger core. So make sure to track your progress. It's so inspirational when you can look back and say, look at how far I've come. Okay, number 8, cardio. This is where people spend a tremendous amount of time and they don't see a tremendous amount of results. Cardio is great in conjunction with a lot of other things, and the classes too. I see women going in and just killing themselves in these cardio classes, and it's not for a tremendous amount of benefit. Cardio is great, but it's a great place to start. It's a great place to end, but you've got to add something else to it. So let's move on to that. That's number 9, assisted weights. This area of the gym is a really good place to build strength and support. Most of the machines in that area have diagrams of how to use the machines. They are really comfortable. You can start with no weight and work your way up so you don't pull anything or hurt yourself before you ever progress to just free weights. So the assisted weight machines can oftentimes be really busy, so you may have to wait a little bit, but that's okay. You can always be, figuring out what you want to try on something else while you're waiting. Okay, so then the weights. Get to know them at some point when you are comfortable, especially if you've got someone with you and you see some of the videos of what you want to try out. So many women are intimidated by the weights. And I'm sure you've seen a million videos about this. I was absolutely, even though I had used weights in high school, I was completely intimidated by them. I wasn't going to go over there, especially with all the guys over there, right? And now I realize that 75% of the people over there are women. So it's kind of funny that I stayed away for so long. But once you learn how to use them, you're going to start seeing real results if you are consistent with what you're doing, and you will love them. You will truly, it is addictive. I promise you. Okay, number let's see, I think we're on 11. Giving up when it hurts. So gaining muscle and losing fat, it doesn't feel good, okay? I oftentimes want to cry. It sucks. But at the same time, there's this odd euphoria when you push through the pain. And so when your muscles say, I'm done, I can't do anymore, that is when your mental strength, that lioness inside of you, has got to push through and say, no, you're going to do 2 more reps. This sucks, but you're going to do 2 more reps. And then when you rest for a minute, sometimes and you try again, you'll be shocked that you can actually do more. And so you can also feel so strengthened internally as you are growing physically, because you're realizing how your body is amazing and it can get stronger. It can grow when you allow it to, but it takes that mental power, that mental strength of that lioness roaring inside of you and saying, let's keep going. Let's not give in and give up. However, there is a big difference between pushing for results and causing yourself an injury. So be careful and know your body. I have 2 very bad back injuries, and I suffer from intense pain every single day. I don't let it stop me, but I also know a very big difference between the feeling of what is causing me injury in the gym and what I'm pushing through to gain muscle. So learn what that feels like. Don't cause yourself an injury, because you just will lose anything that you've gained. I see people doing really ridiculous things that I don't know why they're doing them. I'm sure they saw it and thought it was cool. And yeah, a lot of times they look cool, really crazy jumps all over the place and twisting and turning and running. And those things might be awesome for a high school football kid or something. But as a grown woman, those things are not going to do anything but probably twist your ankle. I see women throwing these kettlebells. And, if you're a CrossFit junkie and you're amazingly strong, your body is probably doing really well with that. If you're not super strong, you are probably going to throw out your back throwing those kettlebells around. So, use good judgment. And also, when you see somebody doing something that you're interested in, you might kind of look at what they look like. Do they look like, hey, they've been probably doing this a long time, so maybe do a modified version of what you see before you hurt yourself trying to match their level. Okay, number 12, get to know your crew at the gym. It's always so welcoming and warm when you walk into the gym and you kind of know everybody. It just makes your day, and you know that, hey, if you lose something or you don't understand something or whatever it may be, you're totally okay to just go find somebody and they know your name or your face and they're eager to help you. My kids, they will not leave the gym until they have colored pictures and given them to everyone, all the girls that work at the front desk, even all of the managers. They know everyone's name, everyone's story. So if you've got kids, they definitely will also love going to the gym if they've got a good care center. Prioritize your time at the gym. This is number 13. Okay, it's essential to your health, or if you're working out at home, it can be a lot harder to prioritize that time at home. But put your gym times on your agenda or your calendar at first when you're filling in your calendar for the week or for the month, and then fill in everything else after that. Okay, so make that gym time or fitness time your priority. Don't give yourself the last crumbs of your time and effort. Put it at the top, okay? You still may be going at the night, but don't put yourself last is what I'm saying. Okay, number 14. I'm sure I don't have to say this, but don't use a gym day as an excuse to go overboard on sugar and bad food, just like I was telling you that I did in the past. It's okay to have a cheat day here and there, but don't use it as an excuse. Well, I went to the gym today, so I can have a ginormous Coke and, whatever. Really think about all of that time and effort that you put in there and treat your body well. And your body will thank you for it. because, nutrition, we're not going to get into that today, but it does go hand in hand with it. If you are going to have a treat, though, I will say this, it's probably better to have it before you go to the gym, because you're going to burn off some of those sugar and calories in your workout rather than afterwards. So, also, this is just a last thought I will leave you with. Every day in the gym is not going to be perfect or great. There are definitely days that I still go home and I'm like, that was just definitely not the best day that I had. But I showed up. So you've got to do the same thing. And you may have a bunch of bad days. I know I went through a week not too long ago where I wasn't there. I couldn't really hit the goals that I wanted to for that week. And I felt very weak mentally and physically, but I still showed up and I kept pushing. And I believe that during that week, my body was really healing and rebuilding, because I was kind of like a lion coming out of the gates. Since then, I've just been doing amazing. So let those days you feel strong keep you inspired and motivated on the days that you don't feel your strongest and your best. Thank you guys so much for listening to all of this. I really hope that some of this can help you if you are going back to the gym or if you're a first timer. I really hope that it motivates you to do the best that you can for yourself and to release your inner lioness and to pursue your passions. I hope you have a really wonderful day. There will be a blog posted of everything that I've said on this podcast on my website. So if you want to look at it at all in a little bit more of a list format, you are welcome to go over there. I'd love it if you did. It's www.mentedemadreleona.com. Thank you so much. Goodbye.